Friday. I hope everybody's having a great day. I just want to come on here real quick because sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit. And what I mean by that is the fact that we beat ourselves up too many times, right? Sometimes we beat up ourselves way too much and we don't give ourselves enough credit. Like, if you do something right and you look at it and you say, oh my God, it's not working, things are not going my way, things are not happening for me, and you beat yourself up. You beat yourself up more than anything else. And then you keep thinking nothing is going to happen for you. I'm here to tell you that you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. I'm telling you, you're dead wrong. You're so wrong. Things are going to happen for you. Things are already happening for you. You may not see it. You may not understand what I'm saying to you, but things are already happening. Things are really, truly happening for you. And you just got to give yourself time. I remember I just read a quote earlier today. And the quote said, no matter what, you could put a whole bunch of popcorns in a pot, right? You could put all of them, you could give each one of them, if you wanted to even single-handedly put the oil on all of them, right? All of them is equally oiled up, buttered up, and everything. But no matter what, each one of these popcorn will pop individually at different times. They're all not going to pop at the same time. They're going to individually pop. You won't hear a poof, and then it's all popcorn. You're going to hear pop, 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 until sometimes not even all of them pop. But the thing is that you are like a popcorn. You're like the popcorn. You are like the popcorn where you will look around and you see other people's popping, like pop, 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 pop. You see everybody getting success, pop, 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 pop. You see other people winning, pop, 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 pop. You see other people making more money, pop, pop, pop. You see other people start buying their houses, pop, 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 pop. You see people buying their fancy car, pop, pop, pop. And you're looking at yourself and saying, man, why can't I pop? You're going to look at yourself and say, how come I ain't pop yet? Is my popcorn, is my seed, is my corn seed not going to pop? The thing is, everybody, I talked about this before, where everybody have a season. There's a season to win. There's a season to lose. There's a season to be happy. There's a season to be sad. There's a season of winning. There's a season of losing. Everything comes in seasons. So what happens is that when it's not your season to win, you get lost. You get lost in that. And you miss your opportunity when it did present itself. And you missed it. You missed it because you were too caught up in the loss. You got caught up in the moment. You got caught up in the what's happening to me now. Let me tell you something. Pain is temporary. Losing is temporary. Failure is temporary. All of these things are all temporary. You hear me? Don't be fooled and think that all these things that's happening in your life is something that's going to happen to you permanently. It is temporary. The only way it becomes permanent is if you let it stay here. The only way struggles, failure, pain, hurt becomes permanent is because we let it dwell too long here. It dwelled too long here. That says the enemy is not the ears, or what people say. The enemy is what in between the ears, your mind. So how do you reprogram this? How do you reprogram the negativity you hear, the negativity you see, the failure that you felt? How do you overcome these things? Because you hear it, you see it, and you feel it. And sometimes you speak it. So how do you overcome the enemy in between the ears? The enemy in between the eyes? The enemy that's behind the mouth? How do you heal it? And it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy because it requires a choice. This requires a choice that you have to make. You have to make a choice. You have to sit down with yourself and have one of those me talks, right? Have a me talk. Sometimes you got to talk to yourself, because the best person to talk to sometimes is yourself. Because many people that you talk to don't understand where you're coming from, and some people don't want to understand. Sometimes they're happy that it's happening to you, not them. And then they give you sympathy, not empathy. And most of the time what happens is that a lot of people will rather give you sympathy than empathy. Now, the difference between those two things is the fact that sympathy is you feeling sorry for somebody. You didn't give them a way to fix that. You just felt sorry for them. You pitied for them. And I always say that you're no God. You cannot be pitying and feeling sorry for nobody. Don't have no sympathy for nobody. What we need to start exercising more of is having empathy. Empathy is when you sit down with someone, you take the time to understand what they're going through. But you also have an answer to get them through. That's why you have to be careful who you tell your problems to and who you're sharing your tough times with, because sometimes all they can give you is sympathy. That's why it's important to find someone that understands, or better yet, self-talk. Now, what I'm going to share with you is how I've always assessed myself when I'm either going through some form of failure, some form of challenge, some time of hurt. All these things, I'm going to share with you what I've done to make sure that the enemy between the ears, the enemy between the eyes, and the enemy behind the mouth is not me. And I'll tell you what have helped me for many years to control the enemy between my ears, which is myself, my mind. I always, anytime I have tough times, right? And I'm going to share this with you guys because this whole week, I took a whole week off from my business. Like literally, I took a whole week off. This whole week, I took a week off. Because sometimes you got to take time off. And you have to rejuvenate and kind of like bring back yourself to a certain place. You know, I'm big on energy. I'm big on awareness and environment. If something is off, it throws off my energy. And I don't encourage everybody to do this, but for me, I move differently because I'm at my best when my body is centered. All right. And I address different things in different ways to make sure that I become whole again. Now, here's what I've always done. I always read my goals. See, sometimes we get caught up in the moment like right now, because we forgot where we're going. So sometimes we give temporary things permanent attention when we should have treated it like it was a temporary thing, which means keep moving on, right? So I read my goals to remind me where I'm going. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I read my goals every day religiously. If I'm distracted, like I said, you got to make sure that you're on top of your stuff. So you got to always read your goals. I keep it now. I make sure that I record my goals on my phone, so that way I just put it on and I listen to it whenever I feel like I'm coming through something that I just need to be reminded where I'm going, right? The next thing is affirmations. You got to be big on affirmations. You got to tell yourself what you are and what you want to become. Because most of the time is that we let these ears and these eyes talk more for you than you tell yourself. Like, I don't like to be outside influence, right? I don't like to be influenced by negativity. So I listen to what I want myself to hear. Like, I'll talk about things like I am, right? When I do my affirmations, I write down a certain amount of I am. So when I say my I ams, is that I speak into things that I want to become better at. So I say, like, for instance, like, just an example, like, I am patient, right? I am strong. I am a leader, right? I speak these things into existence because I know the universe is always listening. Remember, the power is within the tongue. You know, what you say, it can be life. So you got to be careful what you say. So that's why I try to speak things into myself where I am, or I use the I have, right? Because remember, faith. What is faith? Faith is believing into something as if it was there. So if I say I have, like, say I have, like, I speak that, like, I have material things that I want to own, right? So like I say, I have a certain size type of house, or I have a certain kind of car, or I have a certain type of health, I have a certain type of wealth, or I have a certain type of lifestyle. So I say things that I don't have, and I say it as if I have them, and pretty much it's almost like giving gratitude, right? It's better to pray in gratitude than to pray for needs and wants, right? Like, these are big things. So I'm big on law of attraction. I'm big on stuff like that. And I just been speaking things into existence and bringing back my chi, and just really just rebuilding that fire and just stay consistent with it. Because sometimes what happens is that life will throw you a curveball, and until you know how to swing at a curveball, you'll always be striked out. And there's nothing wrong with taking the time to assess self and reevaluating where you're trying to go. Always remind yourself where you're going and never where you are. All right? Because sometimes where you are is not where you're going to be when you finish your goal. That's why it's important to remind yourself where I'm going, where am I going, where am I going, where am I going, so that way you don't get caught up in where you are. Because sometimes where you are is just a step to get you to where you're going, and sometimes we stay too long and we dwell in the current moment. All right? So now, I'm not saying that you don't be current in your current moment, but if it's a negative situation, don't be current there. If it's something positive, yeah, you enjoy that and you build off that. All right? So keep winning, keep pushing, keep striving for your greatness, and it will come. Don't ever feel that you're ever alone. Don't ever feel that you're never alone, as long as you have control over this. All right? So it's always good to build mental strength. So the thing that I always tell people, that the things that you want to really master is physical, mental, and spiritual. You know, once you get those things, you're really centered. When you're spiritual, physical, and mental, you have literally unlocked a very beautiful thing that is really there for you to really take control of your life, right? And that's one of the things that, you know, it really let me understand how to not really I don't really go based off how society may think something should be or how something should go. I go off what I want in my life, right? So I always tell myself that, yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire before I'm 50 years old. You know, me being 31 years old today, I don't need nobody to tell me that. I know where I'm going. I know what it will require. And I speak it, so I know the law of attraction will bring me things and ideas that will get me to that goal. And that's all one of the things that, you know, just to share a little bit with you. And I hope that helped. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this could benefit somebody. Just remember to like and share. You just never know. Or tag somebody, you know, tag someone and say, hey, you need to listen to this because this was powerful. All right. So with that said, enjoy your Friday. Remember the TGIF, think, grow intelligently fast, and make sure that you keep doing awesome things. All right. My name is Keyon Corniffe, also known as Mr. Finance, your favorite financial educator. And I just wanted to tell you guys have a blessed night. Keep being awesome. I love you all, and thank you.